Hi, this is Gabe Ets-Hokin of CityBike magazine, www.citybike.com, and GabeUnchained.blogspot.com, and I ride motorcycles so you don't have to. And I am here in Palm Beach International Raceway with BMW, and we're riding the S1000RR BMW Superbike. Now, you've probably heard a lot about this motorcycle over the last year and a half. This is BMW's foray into the superbike market, a market that's traditionally been completely dominated by the Japanese and by, I could say the Italians, but we know what we really mean Ducati. So BMW started this project. They launched it. They rode it in World Superbike, had not a terrible showing. And now they have the street bike available for the U.S. market. There's probably going to be somewhere between 1,500 and 2,000 of these coming in the United States this year. I'm going to guess that they're all going to be sold pretty quickly. They have 600 units already pre-sold, and there's going to be high demand for this motorcycle just due to the hype. There's a lot of people that would like to have the exclusivity of the BMW brand in a very high-performance sport bike that competes head-to-head with the Japanese, and this motorcycle can deliver, and I'm going to tell you why. So the main thing is that BMW did not try to compete with Japan by introducing a unique product with BMW's signature items on it. So you're not going to see a shaft drive, you're going to see a chain. You're not going to see some kind of funky engine configuration. This is pure Japanese superbike. It's inline 4. It's 4 valves per cylinder. It's liquid cooled. It has a stacked transmission. It has all the things that you'll recognize from the Japanese motorcycles, like the Honda CBR1000RR, the ZX-10. Where it is different is kind of the execution in the details. Another thing is that, unlike the Japanese, who really cater to the street rider, casual rider who wants something that looks badass and goes like hell in a straight line, but maybe doesn't do track days, maybe really isn't that into high-performance riding per se. But this motorcycle is designed for a racetrack enthusiast or even a racer, and I'm going to show you why. So 95% of these motorcycles are equipped with something that BMW calls digital traction control. You have a mode switch here, and you can switch in between 4 different modes. There's rain, there's sport, there's race, there's slick. The rain mode limits power to 150 horsepower. The sport mode gives it full power but then limits acceleration under 7,000 RPM. The race mode is full power. Something like 193 horsepower at the crank, about 180 horsepower plus at the rear wheel. And then slick mode, so the difference between the race and the slick mode and the sport mode is the traction control is triggered not just by wheel spin, but also by bank angle. So there's a bank angle sensor in there. And in the slick mode, for instance, at 53 degrees is when the traction control starts limiting power to the back wheel. In the race mode, it's 47 degrees, I believe, and in sport mode, it's 45 degrees, which is pretty leaned over. Rain mode, of course, it's even a shallower angle. So, other differences between this bike and a Japanese motorcycle: you have easy adjustments. Instead of just having clicks, and you have to count, 32 clicks from full soft or full hard rebound damping, you can just use your key. They actually designed the ignition key to fit into this little slot here so that you can actually click the adjusters. Same thing on the rebound adjuster down there at the bottom. We can also look at the brakes right now. Those are cast. I don't know if you can see, but it's a 2-part cast Brembo caliper. Something that's been out for a little while. It's a lower cost option. BMW did have to cut corners somewhere, although they probably don't like the phrase cut corners. So what I was going to say is that 95% of these motorcycles are kind of loaded, right? They have shift assist. You can see that mechanism there. That helps. That's a quick shifter. They call it shift assist. And the digital traction control, and also the ABS. You can see the sensor there on the brake disc. So you and a motorcycle equipped like this, it's just under $16,000. But let me tell you something. the digital traction control and the shift assist is what makes this bike great to ride on the racetrack. So I'm going to tell you that I have not ridden so fast or so hard on a leader bike probably ever, and I haven't ridden that hard or fast on a racetrack since I was racing. And the reason is that this motorcycle really lets you hang it out without fear of high siding. I was able to get on the throttle earlier, I was able to get on the brakes earlier, and I don't know if I actually ever really used any of the features, but the confidence that having those features gives you really lets you ride a lot faster, and maybe even, I don't want to say take chances, but do things that you wouldn't do with a motorcycle that's not equipped, especially something with 183 horsepower chewing up the rear tires. So there are flaws, and I'm sure if I had this motorcycle for a month or two, I'd be able to find more flaws in it. One, it's going to have less aftermarket support than the Japanese brands, although maybe not after a year. Another thing is, the brakes. They're ABS, and they don't have quite the feel or power or control that a top of the line, like the race Brembos that are on other European superbikes have. But this bike's pretty good. It sounds amazing at full speed. I'll start it up for you. So it sounds great. It's really nicely equipped. It's not that much more expensive than its Japanese counterparts. It gives you exclusivity. It has a 3-year warranty instead of a 1-year warranty, which is what you would find with the big 4 Japanese brands. It's very comfortable to ride for a bike in this category, and I would have to say that this is one of the best motorcycles in its class that I've ever ridden. And I've ridden just about everything that's been introduced in the last 5 years. So, good job, BMW, and I had a great time riding this bike. So this is Gabe Ets-Hokin for CityBike.com and GabeUnchained.blogspot.com. Thanks for watching.